November 8th seems like an absolute eternity ago. That was the home opener for the St. Louis Ambush in this, the 2014-15 season. Here we are for the season finale as the home side St. Louis Ambush takes on the visiting Tacoma Stars. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bill McDermott. Alongside is Ty Keel. And Ty, neither one of these teams is going to make the playoffs, but the Ambush at least trying for some respectability. They've won 2 in a row, an excellent opportunity to finish their season on a 3-game win streak.
Hey, it's fan appreciation night. The people here are providing a great atmosphere. The Ambush, I think, have made huge strides over the course of this season. Also, when you think about it, they finish off on a winning streak. They've won 2 in a row now. This could be the 3rd win in a row, and they've got a tough challenge. They were on a bus that broke down on the way back from Tulsa last night, so we'll see whether that affects how sharp they are in the early going here.
They're coming back from Tulsa. They get it at 7:30 this morning. The only thing that could have possibly been worse is if they had a day game. But put that aside, they come into this game time 7-12. Darryl Duran told me prior to the game, I had thought at least we were going to be a 500 this year. There were 2 or 3 games that we absolutely gave away. But there is some market improvement from last year's team.
The quality of this product has improved immensely from last season and even from the beginning of this season. So each time we've come out, we've seen a team that looks more sophisticated, more organized, more in the game, not getting blown out of games early like you saw many times last season. So it is a team, the product has improved on the field due to Darryl's work and the fact that they've brought in more and more quality in the individual positions as well.
They do seem to have a much better feel for the grasping the indoor sport. A lot of players last year brand new to this league, brand new to the sport, and Darryl realized that full well, so he thought coming into this year they'd be a little sharper, but the record doesn't indicate that, but as you just pointed out so accurately, Ty, the product on the field is far superior.
Well, they've met some really difficult competition. I mean, the Missouri Comets, how many times did they have to play them? And that's the class of the league.
Yeah. 19-0, the Missouri Comets. We're going to finish up this season. They'll get ready for the playoffs. 3 teams in each division get into the playoffs. So let's get ready for game action now as the Tacoma Stars center off against the homestanding St. Louis Ambush. This is their season finale. Tacoma goes on for 1 more game tomorrow, also in the state of Missouri. But this is it for the St. Louis Ambush, who, as I mentioned, come into this game 7-12. They were 4-16 last year. But this record, even though it is a losing record, as Ty Keo just elaborated, a much better team. Now Tacoma in possession, wearing your vintage old, the 80s retro uniform from the Tacoma Stars, formerly the Seattle Impact, now the Tacoma Stars. A little bit of smoke still on the field here.
I feel like I'm at the San Siro.
We're just underway here at the Family Arena, just beginning the first quarter, 1-4, 15-minute quarters, no score. I'm Bill McDermott alongside his Ty Keo. Straight away, that's Alan Haggerty, the goalkeeper for the St. Louis Ambush. Ambush are going to finish off the season 8-12 or 7-13, Ty. Remains to be seen. And a lot of these players, you talk about Darren Sawatsky, head coach of the Tacoma Stars. A lot of these players, they're from the visiting team, the Stars, they're new to it as well.
It is. I mean, they're in transition with this particular franchise in Tacoma. They play in a fantastic building.
Oh, what a save by Alan Haggerty! Wonderful shot by Danny Maniti, but what a save by Alan Haggerty, and Darryl Duran was same knee prior to the game. We have to have our goalkeeper play a good one tonight.
Haggerty was all over that one, anticipating. End-to-end here.
It is, very much so right at the outset. Chris Kintz is the goalkeeper, right there with the ball at his feet, sends a long ball. Chad Vandergriff cuts it out inside the center circle. Tacoma in possession now. This is number 5, Danny Maniti, who just shot that ball against Alan Haggerty. Tacoma now sending it into the target person. It's number 20, Jeff Bader. Rolls all the way to the hands of the goalkeeper. This is Alan Haggerty for the Ambush. Ambush out of their own backfield. Corey Dow. Corey Dow has been red hot. 6 goals, 2 assists in his last 3 games. Been playing superbly. Anthony Arrico, a new player for the St. Louis Ambush. Looking for his target player. Goes long, gets it to the hands of the goalkeeper, Chris Kintz.
Well, Corey Dow has that rocket of a left foot, and he loads it up every chance he gets.
He will not hesitate to shoot from distance as Chad Vandergriff comes out of the backfield.
What great leadership Vandergriff has provided to this team throughout the season. From the back, very confident going forward, but blocking shots like crazy as well.
Former player at St. Louis University, began his collegiate career at SMU. Came back home to play at St. Louis University. That was David Paul. He's nursing an injury coming into tonight's game. Corey Dow, let's see if he can get on his left high. Plays Paul again.
Boy, that ball comes off his left foot, and it's always dipping and swerving.
Anthony Rico. Good ball for Richard Schmerman coming out of the backfield. Schmerman with the shot on goal at the near post. Saving is Chris Kentz from the Tacoma Stars.
Bill, when I spoke to Daryl Duran before the match down on the field, he said to me, 2 good wins against Tulsa. He said, but I've heard Tacoma's better than Tulsa, so he knows he's got a challenge tonight.
That's one of the last things Daryl and Joseph Magala said to the team before they went out for this finale. Don't take these guys lightly. Tacoma Stars in possession now. Into their target man on the turn was number 14, Vince McCluskey.
Yeah, Mattingly with an excellent block there, as it was a good turn by the target player for Tacoma.
Chris Mattingly, the team captain's had a solid season as well for the St. Louis Ambush. Number 9 with the shot just from off the left flank, Derek Johnson. Gordy Gerson, a former player with this team, is at number 9. Derek Johnson is indeed their best player.
And another nice save by Alan Haggerty for the Ambush.
Good sure hand so far this evening for the goalkeeper, Alan Haggerty. Jeff DeMaria at the right wing corner flag. That's another one of the reasons, Ty, they didn't have DeMaria from the very outset of the season. That makes a huge difference.
Well, I mentioned the leadership of Vandergriff. I think it goes probably double for DeMaria, who got actually slammed, hammered in the corner there. Got up quickly.
Elvira Kofedzic on this dead ball for the St. Louis Ambush. Across the goal mouth and a shot. Taken by number 81, Blake Ardell. He has 15 goals for the Ambush so far this season. Vandergriff heads it down for Ardell. On the ground for DeMaria. Jeff plays the way he's facing, knocks it back deep, and this is again Chad Vandergriff. Good running off the ball by number 23, Axel Duarte. Nursing somewhat of a slight injury prior to this game too as well, Daryl Duran told me. Corey Dahl receives, turns, tries to find Duarte. Blake's loose for O'Dane Sinclair. This is Ross McGregor, who both of us really liked. He's had a good year for the Ambush.
He's very technical, likes to get forward, quick feet.
Usually makes the right choice. He's been a good find for the St. Louis Ambush.
Yeah, unfortunately, he missed a large part of the season with an injury as well. Yeah.
This is Axel Duarte for the St. Louis Ambush. No score in the first quarter. This is the season finale for the St. Louis Ambush. Chad Vandergriff, the early ball on the ground for Corey Dow. At the referee, Shane Butler. Good sliding tackle by number 23, Axel Duarte, against number 20, Jeff Bader from the Tacoma Stars. 10:03 remaining in the first quarter, still no score.
Yeah, Duarte with a good positional sense and a good anticipation.
Chad Vandergriff, yet again, he's involved in absolutely everything coming out of the backfield. Strong defender is number 21, Chad Vandergriff. Lost it there on a dribble, however, gets on top of it again at the center circle for O'Dane Sinclair. Sinclair for the Ambush at the yellow line. Tries to find Elvira Kofedzic. Kofedzic at the right wing corner flag.
Got away from him.
Tried to knock it across the face. Greg Kintz with the early release. Cut out very nicely by Chris Mattingly. Mattingly a good early ball, and yes, it's there! Gordy Gerson for the St. Louis Ambush. Beautifully orchestrated by number 6, Chris Mattingly. Gerson for the Ambush.
The crowd loves it. Gerson should go right over to Mattingly.
Positively.
Mattingly makes the steal. Really good anticipation by Mattingly. Now he rushes forward, and you said it when you were describing it. Early ball. All he has to do is set on a platter, and Gerson puts it away.
We're going to call him Gerson instead of Gerson because we both like Gerson for the 70 Brazilians. But that is Gordy Gerson's 44th goal this year. Now that combines his work with the Seattle Impact, now the Tacoma Stars, and the St. Louis Ambush. But nonetheless, 44 goals.
Yeah, pretty sweet to
score. Gordy.
Yeah, to score against his previous team.
Chasing it down now is Jeff DeMaria. Does so, shields it, knocks it back. We'll talk about this a little bit later in our telecast, but Jeff DeMaria's father, Tom DeMaria, one of the new inductees in the most recent St. Louis Soccer Hall of Fame class. Really a good goalkeeper in his heyday.
Quincy College won a couple national championships.
Sir. Yep. Long ball from Chris Kentz out of his own backfield. Punch clear by Alan Haggerty. Just over the very top, very summit of the wall.
Haggerty, there was some question whether he left his penalty area to put that fist on the ball.
That ball was definitely high, struck by number 20, Jeff Bader. So Gordy Gerson puts the ambush on top, 1-0. We're still in the first quarter. A beautiful assist by number 6, Chris Mattingly, the team captain. Blake Ardell for the ambush. This is Axel Duarte. Back at the center circle far, number 21, Chad Vandergriff. Duarte towards that right wing corner flank for Blake Ardell on the turn. Saved by Chris Kentz from the Stars. Tacoma coming on their own backfield. Derek Bland said they like to stay deep, wait to get a feel for the game, then go forward.
And they always keep one target guy way up, way posted up to try to stretch the field. Usually that's their number 14, Vince McCluskey. Looks like McCluskey's strong with his back to the goal.
Distribution by Haggerty, looking for Anthony Arrico. Breaks loose for O'Day and Sinclair, but the foul was whistled up. Free kick quickly taken by Sinclair. Here's Kafedjic. O'Day Sinclair. Right at the tip of the near post. Can he get a shot off? No, he can't. Knocks it back for Anthony Arrico.
He probably should have hit that first time left foot, and then he had a couple chances to, I think, shoot it through the defender's legs with his right foot.
O'Day Sinclair in the goal mouth. Knocked down, no foul call. Out of the backfield's Nate Ford for the Tacoma Stars. That has to be a foul. No play on, says the referee.
No, advantage.
Chris Mattingly for the ambush. He teams up alongside of number 16, David Paul. Out of the backfield, Mattingly's ball looking for Sinclair. Cut up by the Stars defense, but chasing back very nicely is Jeff DiMaria. Good work by number 8, DiMaria. And then he quickly gets forward. Corey Dow off from midfield to Richard Schmerman at the left point. He has a prominent left foot as well. Schmerman on the dribble, keeps it nicely. Back far, yes, Chad Vandergriff. No, there are not 2 number 21s in the field. It's just Vandergriff is everywhere. Didn't play last night, did not make the trip to Tulsa, so he's ready to go this evening.
Yeah, he's stepping it up, and he should to support his teammates who might be a little fatigued from the match last night and the trip back where the bus broke down. But, Bill, it sounds like making an excuses, and it is. It is making excuses. You have to play whoever they schedule.
Right.
You. But if you look at the ambush schedule, how many times they had to play Milwaukee, who is among the classiest teams in this entire league, as well as the Missouri Comets. I mean, they had their work cut out for them.
3 out of the first 5 games against Milwaukee, who end up in second place only to the Missouri Comets.
Right. So they had one of the toughest schedules in the entire league.
Positively. And the Missouri Comets, in astounding news, come into tonight's action around the league 19-0. They have not lost a game this year. That is really difficult. They're 10-0 on the road. They've scored 223 goals. The closest team to them, San Diego Sockers, with 176 goals. So they are really potent. 19-0, the Missouri Comets. The other three teams in the Central Division are Missouri, Milwaukee, and Chicago. They qualified for the playoffs. In the Eastern Division, to Baltimore, Syracuse, Rochester, Monterey, Dallas, and Texas. In the Southern Division, in the Pacific, it's San Diego, Ontario, and Las Vegas. Yeah, Darryl was talking to me prior to the game time. I mentioned this earlier in our telecast. He thought for sure we could end up, well, 500 at least.
Well, and I think he would have liked to have won a couple more of those home games because there were decent crowds here. You could have really got some momentum, and they had a couple of those. As he said, they gave them away, and that's frustrating because they're that close, but that's the type of game it is. Indoor, really, the margins are very tight. You're playing on a shorter surface. The counterattack is that much quicker.
It's on all the time, right? All right, dead ball at the tip of the penalty area arc for the visiting Tacoma Stars. Behind it is number 11, Nate Ford. Ford knocks it off sideways. The shot by number 20, Jeff Bader. That's blocked. Stars keep the ball.
Yeah, McGregor with the block.
Ambush on top by a score of 1-0. 6:19 remaining in the first quarter. on the inbounds. Here's a dead ball struck by number 11, Nate Ford. Bounces all the way to number 20, Jeff Bader. Cut up very nicely by Axel Duarte. And he's fouled in the process. Free kick for the Ambush coming out of their own backfield. Yeah, those Milwaukee games early on gave you a real feel that, it is going to be tough in this Central Division. And that's exactly what the Ambush has found out.
And the Ambush were in those games and leading at times until the last 6 or 7 minutes. So it was that close to being a different kind of season.
P.J. Vargas. Duarte battling Jeff Bader.
And almost the referee as well.
Yeah, Tacoma will inbounds here. Ambush averaging 6,005 for the first 9 games of this 2014-15 season. Ball by Greg Kentz out of the backfield. Headed clear by Chris Mattingly. Tacoma 2-on-1 against David Paul. They try to dig it out at the left wing corner flag. Can't quite do so. Rebounded by Bader. To the opposite wing, looking for number 5, Danny Maniti. Here's the Ambush on the break. This is Blake Ardell. Blake Ardell for a look at Fencic! Strangely deflected, almost nicked out by number 22, Anthony Rico, but Chris Kentz very alertly saves on his goal line.
Excellent save, because actually Fencic was passing to the far post, and then the ball changed directions completely, so really good reactions and agility.
Blake Ardell couldn't quite cut that out. Tacoma inside the center circle. This is Nate Ford on the left wing, plays the way he's facing. To number 4, Vitaly Bulala. Bulala, a good defender, likes to get forward. Daryl Durant told his team about that prior to the game. Be careful of number 4 getting forward. Long distribution by Alan Haggerty. A quick toss looking for Corey Dowell. On the right wing, Dowell keeps it, plays O'Dane Sinclair. Sinclair on the dribble, keeps it at the yellow line for Corey Dowell again. This is on for Dowell with his left. That diagonal ball looking for DeMaria. Tacoma cuts it out and clears, but only momentarily. This will be Chad Vandergrift to chase it down. Good ball on the ground from Vandergrift for Ross McGregor. McGregor, it's on for him on the right flank! Ross McGregor, a beautiful ball out of the backfield from Chad Vandergrift, and number 77, Ross McGregor, calmly, coolly puts it in the opposite side netting.
Yes, Billy made it look easy, but it's the early pass out of the back from Vandergrift. He gets his head up. Look at it. It's beautifully delivered right in front of McGregor. McGregor takes his time, gets inside, slots it low. Just a really pretty goal, and the fine finish to a tremendous, almost floor-length pass.
Exactly right. Good ball out of the backfield from Chad Vandergrift. It's right in the path of the receiver, McGregor. It's on the ground. He can receive it and play.
And he's facing the goal when he receives it. Yep.
Beautifully done. So 2-0 now for the St. Louis Ambush. 4:09 remaining in the first quarter. Goals by Gordy Gerson and Ross McGregor.
And on both goals, the pass really the thing that made
positively.
The play. Yeah. Mattingly on the first goal, and then this one, Vandergrift.
Yeah, the creators were the stars on this particular play, on these two particular plays.
Yep.
Gordy Gerson and Ross McGregor. They have the 2 goals for the Ambush. Free kick for the Ambush.
What's the word they use now? The providers.
The provider, yes. Here's Elvir Kefedzic. Early ball for Anthony Arico. Arico, who came over to the Ambush from the Milwaukee Wave, started the season with them. This is Greg Kentz now, and he loses it in the process. Oh, wonderful play. Wonderful work by number 3, Gordy Gerson. That is clearly a penalty kick, and we're going to see the end result of that right now.
Gerson very light on his feet. He knew he had Tacoma's goalkeeper in a bad situation here. This is just misplayed totally. Good hustle by Gerson, puts the pressure on. Now he's going to take him on and really
pulls the top. Very nicely done.
He made him look silly, and then there was contact made.
Yep. So Gordy Gerson will have the shootout. He'll be on the end of this, looking for his, that's right, folks, 45th goal of the year for number 3, Gordy Gerson.
He can dance. We'll see if he can dazzle the crowd here.
Pulled it twice, yes! Pulled the top of the ball twice, and number 3, Gordy Urson, gets his 45th and second of tonight's game.
G squared. That's a pretty slick move. Even if you know what he's doing and you're aware of what that move is, it's hard to stay with it because his feet are so quick and his balance is so good. He had to pull it twice.
He did.
One, not a good enough angle, got the keeper to go down partially, and then got himself almost over into the corner, but knew what he was doing.
Yeah, you got that so severe, you almost shot that from the left wing corner flag. Nonetheless, 3-0 now. 3:40 remaining in the first quarter. Gerson, his second and his 45th.
Well, that was the same move that drew the penalty.
Exactly.
As well.
Same exact move.
It's like Preki. Yeah, I mean, everybody knew Preki's
Positively.
move, but he did it so well and so quickly, and he shielded the ball so well. Even if you knew what he was going to do, it was almost impossible to stop him.
The old English international, Sir Stanley Matthews tied the push,
In,
go, push, go.
Out, yeah.
You knew it was coming.
You know, I played in a pickup game with Edu, who was on the Brazil team at 66 and 70, and he's already around 60 years old. And he's got that same move, the Matthews move, and not only does he go in, and then back out, he lifts the ball when he goes back out. So even if you know he's going back out, he puts it over your foot. His balance is so tremendous and his confidence.
Typical for a Brazilian.
Yeah,
he learned that in the crib.
What a great guy, too, Edu.
Vandegrift for Axel Duarte. Deep ball in for O'Day Sinclair. Cleared by Tacoma, but only partially. Number 5, Corey Dow. Dow for the ambush. Keeps it, looks up, knocks it back for Chad Vandegrift. With the ball at his feet is Vandegrift for Ross McGregor. 2:37 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 in favor of the home side. St. Louis Ambush playing in their season finale. O'Day Sinclair can't quite dig it out. Tacoma clears it. But again, only partially. Nicely dug out by Axel Duarte to the feet of Sinclair. Chad Vandegrift now on the right point.
Ambush in command here. They got to keep this momentum and keep this energy going. Remember, they played last night.
Right.
They started a little bit slowly, I thought. In fact, there were a couple of good saves by Haggerty early in the match, or the Ambush could have been down by a goal or two. So now they've got this edge. They've got some confidence. They got to make sure they don't let it. They need to get the next goal, I think.
Elvir Kovacic on this dead ball. The shot, yes, it's there! That couldn't have been any simpler. Number 9, Elvir Kovacic, just passes it into the goal. 4-0 now for the Ambush.
Well, the Tacoma Stars goalkeeper, Chris Kintz, I mean, you have to sue for lack of support here because that's right past the wall, but there's also a defender supposed to be on that post.
That post.
The guy looks like he just missed his assignment, as to use NFL terminology.
4-0 now for the Ambush. Elvir Kovacic on that free kick. Tacoma now out of their own backfield. Coming in off the left flank, it's Michael Wenzel. Gordy Gerson back to defend. Dow keeps it. Very nice turn by number 5, Corey Dow. Will he have a go? Racing up on that left flank for this number 22.
Really
Anthony Rico.
Good skill and control by Dow there initially at midfield.
Here's the goalkeeper, Greg Kintz for number 4, Vitaly Bulala. Bulala comes long out of his own backfield. For that top forward, Vince McCluskey. McCluskey at the right wing, knocks it off the near post boards, rebounds around. Partially, however, to his teammate and cut out very nicely by Corey Dow. On the clearance is Dow. This is Chris Kentz for Evan Denmark. Cut out very nicely by number 16, David Paul for the Ambush. Getting forward on the attack. Very nicely done by number 9, Derek Johnson. He comes in off the right flank and capitalizes very nicely for the Tacoma Stars. Number 9, Derek Johnson. 6 goals, 2 assists in his last 4 games. Good running off the right flank from number 9, Derek Johnson.
Yeah, I think they expected a whistle here. Advantage was played. Just enough hesitation there by the Ambush to allow Tacoma to take advantage and take the initiative, and a good finish there.
So Derek Johnson gets on the scoreboard for the Tacoma Stars with 1:03 remaining. Nice individual effort. 4-1 for the ambush. Nearing the close of the first quarter, Vandegrift back to his goalkeeper, Haggerty.
It was Blake Ordell, I think. He stopped. I mean, you got to play the whistle.
Oh, yeah, positively.
You got to play the whistle. And I don't know if he could have stopped that particular run, but he would have been closer to the shooter, Johnson, in that situation had he not hesitated.
Here's Chad Vandegrift through the center circle and the dribble.
Nice tackle.
Nice tackle from number 19, P.J. Vargas.
Pretty good run, though.
It was. Good work coming out of the backfield from Vandegrift.
Looked like an Al Trost run.
Get the ball and go.
Deep out of midfield.
Yeah, the deeper the better from midfield.
Or a Bobby Madison.
Madison. Jeff DeMaria for the St. Louis ambush. Close to the left wing corner flag. Digs it out somehow. Ardell almost got his left foot to it. Cleared by the goalkeeper, Chris Kentz. Vandegrift now. He'll just send this long, and he does so.
Only a few seconds here in the quarter. Oy.
Jeff DeMaria.
He used to be able to get those.
Volley. So the first quarter concludes 4-1 in favor of the St. Louis ambush. 2 goals by Gordy Gorson. Ross McGregor gets a single, as does Elvira Kafedzic. Derek Johnson, the lone goal for the visiting Tacoma Stars. Ty, we were talking earlier about some of the players going into the St. Louis Hall of Fame. Our good buddy Larry Hauser going in.
Yep.
John Hayes.
Timmy Walters, longtime assistant coach with Darryl Duran for the Storm and the ambush.
Bob Radici, the Gettermeyer girls.
Yep. Yeah, Radici, another Quincy connection, Quincy College.
Yeah. And a guy, Ty, I think that does not get enough credit for what he's done for the history of St. Louis soccer. He'll receive the Monsignor Jimmy Johnston Award. George Mihalovic, who started, founded, and groomed a ton of St. Louis players with his White Star organization. George Mihalovic,
perhaps the best trainer of individual technical ability that we've seen here in St. Louis.
I think Carl Gentile and Pat McBride would say much the same.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he helped them, early in their careers, and then they set the NCAA on fire with St. Louis University winning national championship as well, and with the White Star team.
Yes.
I went to watch the White Star team. I was probably about 9 years old because my dad took me out to see Pat McBride and Carl Gentile, and George Mihalovic was coaching the White Star. I never saw so many heel passes and heel flicks and spin. I was like, what are these guys? What are these guys on?
Flicks and quick touches. Then they had Cerisi in the backfield.
So it was a whole new world for St. Louis soccer.
Totally.
Because the St. Louis soccer up to that point had been built on short passing, teamwork, not the individual type of player. So Mihalovic really added that and did raise the individual technical level of many St. Louis players.
Carl Gentile would tell you much the same. I think the Yugoslavian in charge really came into St. Louis at a totally different time when we were not, as a collective soccer community, accustomed to that at all. But as I was saying, Mike Lyons and Warren Diamantini in goals, Cerisi, Sonny Vitale, Carl Schwarzen, who was a magnificent player.
A great generation there that George was responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
A few years after that, George took a group of us, Don Ebert, myself, Bob Azada, Pete Calico. He would train us just because he loved to train players that were of a little bit higher quality, and he would take us to the Concordia Seminary gym, and mostly he charged for training sessions, but he loved working with this particular group that we had. Many of us were already on the Olympic team, the 1980 Olympic team, and he trained us a whole winter just for the love of the game.
I remember vividly that on occasion that we get late down at Francis Park in South St. Louis, and some of the players still wanted to do something, and as you mentioned, George would be more than willing to stick around, so they would turn their lights on their cars, turn them in the direction of the field at Francis Park, and they'd just keep playing.
Yeah.
So George Mihalovic going to be
he brought a lot to St. Louis soccer.
Yes, he did.
No question.
Long overdue recognition to George Mihalovic and the White Star organization.
George's sons are not bad players either. Good college players, and Joe ended up playing some professional soccer as well, Joe Mihalovic.
So 4-1 to begin this second quarter in favor of the ambush. Ty Keogh's alongside. I'm Bill McDermott. This is our last telecast of the 2014-15 season on the Gateway Television Network. We thank Randy Gardner for making this all possible. This is Blake Ardell now for the ambush. For Corey Dow. Corey Dow is back to play as he likes to. Pulls it with the top of his left. Taken away this time and then cleared by the Tacoma Stars. Looking for number 11, Nate Ford. Bouncing ball. This ball has to go on a plate. No, it did not. Number 14, Vince McCluskey heads it on. Forward on the turn. Rebounds from number 9. Derek Johnson, the goal scorer for the Tacoma Stars.
Duarte got the block on it.
Shot from distance. Shot by number 16, Michael Mrevic.
Bill, one last thing on George Mihalovich. Do you remember Barney Boyce?
Positively, yes.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in San Jose, yeah.
Yeah, in the NASL. George really developed Barney Boyce to be a quality American player in the North American Soccer League.
Very much so. And Tim Logish. Tim Logish is a very young man. He used to go to the White Star training sessions all the time.
Right.
And the work with his left foot shows it, too.
What a beautiful, silky, smooth touch with the left foot by Logish.
Ambush trying to get it out of their own backfield. In the person of number 22, Anthony Rico. He's fouled in the process. Just underway here in the second quarter. Ambush on top by a score of 4-1. 2 goals by Gordy Gerson, single goals by Ross McGregor and Elvira Kafetic. Ambush looking for O'Dane Sinclair there. It rolls all the way into the hands of the goalkeeper, Chris Kintz. Evan Denmark for the Stars. Denmark looking for it again, coming out of his own backfield. Momentarily delayed by number 16, David Paul. Denmark, the long ball, looking for number 20, A.J. Bader.
Well, I see these Tacoma Stars retro uniforms, and I expect to see Preki out there or Jungle, from that great team that they had about, 87 or 88.
Yep.
Or Neil Megson, Joey Waters, all those guys. And Bernie James.
Yeah, and Godfrey Ingram, who likewise played for the Stars.
Gary Heel, who came and played here with the Storm.
Great names indoor-wise for both these organizations. Tacoma on the clearance now. This is number 20, Jeff Bader. Bader with his back to play. This is Richard Schmerman at the left point. Playing alongside Chan Vandergriff. That twosome in defense. Long ball from Schmerman. Brought down nicely by Gordy Gerson. He's clipped. Be a free kick for the St. Louis Ambush.
You know, Bill, that vintage Tacoma Stars team in the MISL playoffs had a crowd of over 21,000 people for an indoor match, a record for an indoor professional match.
Yeah. Remains that record.
At the Tacoma Dome, That place was...
That was rocking.
Yeah. JP and I, JP Della Camera and I were doing the broadcast. Couldn't hear anything.
For the Tacoma Stars, this is Jeff Bader at the near post. Saved by Alan Haggerty. Rolls it very nicely. That's what Daryl Duran told the goalkeeper, Alan Haggerty, prior to the game. Get it out early, roll it at people's feet. Let's get on the attack immediately. Schmerman now for Chris Mattingly. He assisted on the first goal. Did number 6, Chris Mattingly, the team captain. Little miscommunication here. Breaks loose for Michael.
Good hustle by Di Maria to get back.
The toe poke by number 14, Vince McCluskey. Just wide of that near post. Tacoma, a little more life here at the outset of the second quarter.
High boot.
High foot, yes, sir. Free kick for the visiting Tacoma Stars. They trail 4-1 the St. Louis Ambush.
That last possession by Tacoma, they would have had a 3-on-2 or 3-on-1. Di Maria really raced back.
Nate Ford, a little redirection by Vince McCluskey, but wise to it. Good sure hands, Alan Haggerty.
Yeah, no big hurry here. Ambush in command with a 3-goal lead.
Tacoma dropping back deeply right away. Mattingly says, just hold on, keep it, and that's a good ball out of the backfield on the ground. Blake Ardell can receive, turn, he knocks it back for Mattingly. Mattingly looking for number 5, Corey Dow. Mattingly again for Blake Ardell, who, as I mentioned, has 15 goals for the Ambush. Attempting the 1-2 was Mattingly. Trying to find Blake Ardell. There's a blast from that left side by number 81, Blake Ardell. Good sure hands by the goalkeeper from Tacoma, Chris Kintz.
Duarte called for the foul.
The Ambush defending now led for free kick. The Tacoma Stars will. Coached by Darren Sawatsky. Ty and I covered quite a few of his games in the early years of MLS.
Major League Soccer. He might have been the fastest player in the league for a couple of seasons there in the late 90s.
Very rarely in the first 11, but when he came on, boy, he wreaked some havoc just because of his speed.
Yeah. And they would deliberately bring him off late in the game when the defenders are tired.
Yeah, later the better. Vandergriff Good sure play to his goalkeeper. Out of the backfield from Duarte. This is O'Dane Sinclair. Receives, turns, looks up. Has Ross McGregor to his left. Breaks loose for Chad Vandergriff. Early ball on the ground for O'Dane Sinclair. He attempts the 1-2 with Elvira Kefecic. Good defending by Axel Duarte. Steps in front of the Tacoma Stars player. Sinclair now for McGregor. This is Chad Vandergriff. Playing at home with a 3-goal lead, 10:05 remaining in the second quarter. No need to rush, just keep the ball. That's what the ambush is doing. This is Anthony Arrico for Elvira Kefecic. Blake Ardell lost it on the dribble. Rolls to Greg Kintz, the Tacoma Stars goalkeeper.
Bill, we went to a nice function on Monday evening. STLFC unveiling their home kit. And some excitement here.
Yep.
Turn the page to outdoor soccer fairly soon in St. Louis.
They have their first exhibition game next Saturday, 1 o'clock, over at SIU against the Cougars. And as we're talking, there's number 22, Anthony Arrico, a new addition for the St. Louis Ambush, having come over from the Milwaukee Wave. Good work from Anthony Arrico to make it 5-1 for the Ambush.
And a well-crafted pass again. Blake Ordell looks up, sees Arrico on mark totally. I mean, this is just really undisciplined defending by Tacoma. You wonder if they got caught on a change. Wide open. Arrico reaches for it and still places it nicely into the upper corner. But it's Ordell's pass that sets the table again.
These great passes coming out of the backfield. This time from Blake Ardell, earlier from Mattingly, earlier yet after that from Chad Vandergriff. So good work by the St. Louis Ambush to get people forward.
Get the ball early.
Get it early.
Yep, into the run of the attacker.
5-1 now in favor of the home side. St. Louis Ambush on that most recent goal from Anthony Arrico. Yeah, but the St. Louis FC, they begin their exhibition season next Saturday against SIU Evansville.
And the Luligans,
are in top form, already in top form.
Several of them had Mark Demling-like lungs and, and voices.
You could not miss hearing them. Their home opener is April 11th against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. So we wish all the best for Dale Schilly, Tim Leonard, and Ralph Richards, and the goalkeeping coach is Brian Jones.
Well, rumor has it a few of these ambush guys could be on the STLFC roster, which makes perfect sense. I mean, they've been playing all winter.
Yep.
And their skills should be sharp.
They just began the preseason training as St. Louis FC did on the 16th of April. That was last Monday. So they're fairly recent into the development for this new season. Now, Tacoma. Down by a score of 5-1 on the road. There's a shot at the near post just wide by Danny Maniti.
That was the ambush there, caught on a bad change.
O'Dane Sinclair bodies off that last defender. Arevic, and yes, it's there! No, it isn't! A wonderful save by the goalkeeper, Chris Kentz.
How strong is Sinclair?
Ooh, he bodies off that last defender, gets a shot on goal. Good save by Kentz, and then chases the rebound.
And the payback, though.
Yeah,
Puts Sinclair on the ground, but yeah, he's got some really strong ability to shield the ball and knock defenders. Look at him. Look at him just muscle the defender off.
There he is going.
Pretty good save.
Yeah.
Kintz read it well and was positioned well to make the save.
Good running at the defense by number 12, O'Dane Sinclair. Good view of the Rookie of the Year last year in indoor soccer, Schmerman. Good one-touch soccer from the ambush. That could and should have been a sixth. How did that not go in off the foot of number 77, Ross McGregor?
Perfectly orchestrated until the last touch.
Just a bit high over the top of the goal. Chasing that down was number 9, Derek Johnson. Good one-touch passing by the ambush.
That would be fun to see again. And Gerald Durant's teams have always excelled at the set pieces. But that one was like four guys involved, wasn't it?
That was vintage Wichita Wings with Jurgen Christensen and Andy Chapman.
And Kim Rodved, who now coaches with
Kevin Cooley.
Norman Piper.
Exactly. Ambush now getting forward. This is Blake Ardell at the right point. Ardell with the shot, saved by Chris Kentz from the Tacoma Stars. 7:49 remaining in the second quarter. The halftime break. Joe Jarzinka defending. Falls to Michael Marevic. Marevic, the long ball, looking for number 20, Jeff Bader. Tacoma looks long first, looking for that number 20 player, Jeff Bader. Change of players now for the ambush. Good ball on the ground into the backfield again from O'Day and Sinclair. He wins yet another foul, running at that last defender, number 16, Michael Marevic. Free kick for the St. Louis ambush. Heads up here. There's a blast from number 5, Corey Dahl. You knew that was going on goal. Axel Duarte for the ambush. Anthony Arrico. Mattingly on the ground for O'Day and Sinclair. Wasn't on to go forward. He knocks it back to the team captain, Chris Mattingly. Axel Duarte now for the ambush. Just on, Elvir Kefedzic. To the right wing, looking for O'Day and Sinclair on the ground. Stars defending. They come out of their own backfield. They look long. They can't get it forward. In the person of Vince McCluskey. Handball whistled up against McCluskey. 6:42 remaining in the first half. 5-1 in favor of the ambush. Kefedzic. Arrico. Mattingly. Looking for Ardell. Cut off by Trevor McDonald. Ardell wins it back. This is Kefedzic. On the turn, Anthony Arrico just wide of that far post. David Paul defending for the ambush. For Elvir Kefedzic. Arrico on a shot. It's blocked by the Tacoma Stars defense. Rebounds out of play.
Arrico was driving that ball far post. It was designed, I think, as much like a pass as a shot. Ordell was in position for a possible tap in. Yeah, they're shaking hands right now. So, yeah, I was looking for you.
Yeah, one of the things that Daryl Grant also said is we talk about Alan Haggerty a lot. Losing our starting goalkeeper, the guy who had started the first part of the year, Greg Crook, meant a lot. Not having Jeff DiMaria the entire season.
Yeah.
And just a lot of young players still getting accustomed to the concept of indoor soccer.
And we mentioned they faced some of the toughest competition in the Missouri Comets and the Milwaukee Wave in the entire league. But you got to be up to the competition, and they're making headway. But yeah, it's a tough way against teams that have been established, that have their own team system, that really know this indoor game.
Darryl pointed out 3 games in particular, 2 games against Wichita, 1 of the games against the Chicago Mustangs, the defending champions in MASL that they really thought they should have had. But so they enter tonight's competition 7-12. Look to be at least so far with 6:05 remaining in the first half. Look to be the better side tonight. But as we talked about with some of these earlier games here at the Family Arena,
they let them slip away. Yeah. So it's mental discipline as well. It's not just playing ability.
Back in action. Corey Dahl with that shot on the dead ball. Number 5, Corey Dahl will not hesitate to have a shot from distance.
Yeah, the ball comes off that left foot so quickly.
It does quickly, it's deadly, and it's accurate. Here's Vandegrift, far as goalkeeper. Alan Haggerty, well off his goal line. Inside the center circle, as a matter of fact. For David Paul. Gordy Gerson, the early ball looking for Blake Ardell. The momentary clearance, but not out of their own backfield by the Stars. They do have it again. They clear it long, no one there as a target. All the way to the goalkeeper, Alan Haggerty. 5:27 remaining in the first half. Vandegrift simply leaves it for Ross McGregor. Ross McGregor, on a rare occasion, loses it on the dribble. Number 10 for the Tacoma Stars, getting forward. It was Michael Wenzel. McCluskey, Wenzel again. Ross McGregor with the diving tackle. Falls for number 14, Vince McCluskey.
2 big blocks there by McGregor. He didn't quit.
He knew he lost the ball on a dribble. He got right back. Number 12 getting forward, Evan Denmark. Shot at the near post, breaks loose. Vandegrift just over the top of his outstretched right foot. That's Vince McCluskey for the Tacoma Stars. Michael Marevic. On the ground for McCluskey. Can he keep it? He does off the near post boards. It's up to Marevic again from the right point. Was going to send it long, thought otherwise. Plays his goalkeeper, Chris Kentz. See the time in the upper left-hand portion of your screen, 4:20 remaining in the first half. The Ambush's last game of the 2014-15 season. Jeff Bader looking for Danny Maniti. Maniti had that first shot of the game, wonderful save by Alan Haggerty. And that's exactly what a goalkeeper wants. Early in the game, having to get involved in the game, and that's what happened with Alan Haggerty. Gordy Gerson on the turn. He already has 2 goals this evening. Numbers 44 and 45. Richard Schmerman just out of the center circle for Chris Mattingly. Long ball for Gerson. Rebounds off the near post boards. Goes long, knocked out of play.
Why would you play the high ball at the corner to the smallest guy on your roster?
He's not going to win it on the head ball.
Yeah, Gerson was like, what are you doing?
Don't send that to me.
You know, the Ambush have missed Manny Forbes the last several
Very
games,
much so.
Yeah, his quickness.
His quickness was really something to watch. He ran at defenders, he cut balls out of midfield, and he immediately got into the, and as you pointed out earlier, Ty, because of the indoor game, that's on right away when you have a player with speed.
Yeah, if you could counter quickly, there's not enough space in which the opponents can recover. The field's too short.
So timeout for the St. Louis Ambush, looking for a 6th. 3:42 remaining in the first half. As you see Daryl Duran and his team gathered around. Daryl has made an absolute science of these free kick scenarios. It's usually early balls on. If the shot is not on from the dead ball situation itself, there'll be a ball on the ground, then across the face.
The only problem, he needs to bring Joe Reiniger back out just for the set pieces.
Shoot it from the center circle. Joe Reiniger, man, what a left foot.
Or Mark Moser.
Armos.
Yeah.
When you played a ball into Moser with his back to goal, he was not going to lose it.
Yeah, he's going to hold off 2 or 3 defenders while he got it into position to hammer it with the left.
Gordy Gerson up top with Odain Sinclair. Elvira Kefedzic will be the orchestrator of this dead ball.
This is going to hurt. No, he fakes it. Daryl spent 3 minutes setting that up.
And it did not work. He's probably over there thinking, what the heck did I just tell you?
Yeah, if I had any hair left, I'd be tearing it out. Somebody down here.
There's Gordy Gerson.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, on that last tackle.
You know what? When a guy goes down and doesn't move, he's probably really hurt.
Yeah.
When the guys are rolling around moaning, then it's probably they're faking it.
Seems to be okay, and he is. Number 3, Gordy Gerson.
When you're really hurt, you don't want to move. You don't even want anybody to touch you.
He had 36 goals, 12 assists for the Seattle Impact. He came to the Ambush on the 12th of January, 2015. And there's the military at the game tonight, the United States Marines. Ty, you said you saw them on your way in?
Yeah, they were raring to go from Fort Leonard Wood here in Missouri. And they look like they're pretty fit and they're pretty fired up.
I think they can play 4 quarters. Now the Stars trying to get back into the offense. This is number 9, Derek Johnson. He has the lone goal for the Stars. Di Maria out of the midfield area, tried to find Corey Dow getting forward, cut out by the Stars. McCluskey on a headed pass for number 9, Derek Johnson. Johnson followed by number 8, Jeff Di Maria, and it's going to be a man advantage now for the Tacoma Stars.
This is an important phase of the game, I would say. Mm-hmm. You're late in the second quarter. You've got dominance, 5-1 scoreline. You hold this, you might just ice this game, or 80% ice.
Yep.
If you don't, you create a little bit of momentum here for the Tacoma Stars.
There's that foul again, Ty. Jeff Di Maria will come up in the latter part of the play.
Yeah, he comes in for the double team.
A little bit late,
Yeah, I don't see where it's 2 minutes.
No,
Yeah, he did impede the Tacoma player, but he didn't whack him.
So the Tacoma Stars with the man advantage here. 2:45 remaining in the first half. Patient now, just knocking around. Danny Manady shot at the near post. A good save by Alan Haggerty. Got his hands to it. Marevic. From 16, Michael Marevic. He's orchestrating the man advantage unit for the Tacoma Stars. There's a blast coming in from Danny Manady. That goes high. So the ambush buys some valuable time. That will either be to keep it now or send it long. The latter takes place. Alan Haggerty sends it long. Gersten flicks it on with the header.
Hey, we were saying Gersten couldn't win a header. There you go.
He just did.
He just wanted against a guy about a head taller than him.
Marevic for the Stars. For Danny Manady. Marevic a shot from distance. Knocked out a play by number 6, Chris Mattingly.
That's fine. That's all you need to do. Be well positioned.
Exactly.
Get in the way, and every time it goes out of play, you get to reorganize, get a little oxygen.
Manady coming up out of the backfield. Yes, there it is. From number 11, Nate Ford. So a second for the Tacoma Stars. It's 5-2 now. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Mattingly stretched for that. Thought he had it. If he'd have been wearing the size 11s instead of the size 10.5.
I would have got it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is so close.
Here's Nate Ford on the end result, the goal for the Stars.
It's good work here, good possession, a little bit of a lucky bounce. And look at that Mattingly stretch. He just didn't quite get enough on it.
Couldn't quite get to it. So yep. Nate Ford scores a second for the visiting Tacoma Stars. That's where it stands right now, 5-2, just under 2 minutes remaining.
Well, here it is. It's the little things. One of the goals that the ambush gave up, Blake Ordell didn't play the whistle. Little thing, all right? One of the goals the ambush give up is a power play that maybe could have gone either way in terms of the original foul call. So it's a matter of inches. And, you know, and there we see Mattingly stretching.
Yep.
Missed it by 1 millimeter.
Can the ambush answer with a 6th before halftime concludes? Elvira Vengeance across the face! No way in the world to defend against that, as Ross McGregor just runs onto it. A pass directly sideways from Elvira Kafedzic, and Ross McGregor gets his second of the evening. That was beautifully done.
And that's more like it. Remember, we were making fun of the last free kick, the last set piece situation for the ambush, that they spent 3 minutes organizing it during the timeout and came up with nothing. This one looked more like what you're used to from Daryl Duran's teams, and beautifully executed, perfectly. And like you said, Phil, how are you going to stop that?
You're not going to defend that set.
He's going to heel flick it. He's going to shield it while he's doing it. It's perfectly executed.
So Ross McGregor from Elvira Kafedzic from that right wing corner flag. 6-2 now for the St. Louis ambush. Just a little bit over a minute remaining in the first half. Beautifully done by Ross McGregor. Good ball on the ground right at his feet from Elvira Kafedzic.
Yeah, like clockwork.
Kafedzic again. Tries to roll it with the sole of his shoe, looking for number 22. Anthony Arrico. Tacoma will have a free kick at the yellow line. Anthony Arrico with that foul. 1 minute exactly. 108 remaining. Alan Haggerty with a diving save. Good work from the goalkeeper of the ambush. Shot coming in from number 11, Nate Ford. Clipped into the penalty area. McCluskey tries to turn. Here's Denmark up out of the backfield. Evan Denmark. Third by Axel Duarte. Then eventually the long clearance from Blake Ardell.
Yeah, Duarte really knows where to be. His defensive positional sense is outstanding.
He sees it quickly. There's Chad Vandergriff for the ambush. Tries to dribble out of his own backfield. A rare loss on a particular play by Vandergriff. This is Evan Denmark to his goalkeeper, Greg Kintz. Sends it long for McCluskey. McCluskey hits the crossbar at the 22-second mark. Good work by the Tacoma Stars. Here's the aforementioned Anthony Arrico collides with the goalkeeper, Chris Kentz. Let's see if he's okay. Chris Kentz looking up for what he thought was to be a foul by number 22, Anthony Arrico.
Well, it was a foul. He got clocked.
Yep.
I think he's looking for maybe a penalty.
14.8 remaining. Rico chases it down. This is Chris Kentz out of his own backfield. This is Duarte again. Ty clipping it out, shooting it just wide. Good work from Axel Duarte. Anthony Rico tries to dig it out at the near post boards, and there goes the buzzer, concluding the first half. So 6-2, the Ambush take that 4-goal lead into the halftime interval.
Duarte probably would not have tried that, except that he knew there was only about 5 seconds left on the clock, because he had some other options that I think normally he would have taken, just playing an easy ball on the ground for the counterattack.
So this game seems to be for the taking, at least at home, Ty.
I think so. I mean, the Ambush have looked like a team that maybe played a tough game last night, maybe had a little bit of tough travel on the way back. They started a little bit slowly. Alan Haggerty came up with a couple of very good saves in the early going. The Ambush kind of found their legs, and they've been quite dominant. I would like to see them perhaps be a little bit more disciplined mentally at times, because this Tacoma team may be not strong enough to capitalize on some of the mental errors that the Ambush still continue to make.
That is Ty Keel. I'm Bill McDermott. It is 6-2 at halftime. We want to join you on camera now. This is Ty. I'm Bill. Hello again, everybody. 6-2 at halftime, and as Ty has been talking about, the fact that the St. Louis Ambush have dramatically improved, and they have a chance to conclude this season, not with a winning record, however, going out with 3 straight wins.
Well, what we're watching here is an evolution. It was an expansion team last year. A lot of really young players. A lot of guys hadn't played much indoor, which it's a different animal in terms of how you approach the match, when to keep possession, when to maybe try and play it into the target player, or even use the corners, get it high on the glass and so forth. So Duran has built the team. He's brought in better quality players. I think the players have adjusted to the indoor game, and we've got a better quality product. These have been entertaining games. The Ambush have been in every game, which, unlike last season, there were some of those games at halftime they weren't even in it.
Positively, and no chance, and it was very difficult watching them at home. And Daryl Duran knew that. He was frustrated, but he knew that a lot of his players were young. They were going to catch on to the game eventually, which they have. And then you have players like Chad Vandergrift doing a good job all year long playing defense. The addition of Jeff DiMaria,
that was
good
big.
Goalkeeping
Really.
Now by Haggerty, and coming in for Greg Crook. So they're looking for some other things to do next year. Daryl Duran told me we maybe have a few things up our sleeve, maybe contemplating some trades early in the offseason, but we don't know quite yet. But we will be a different product when next year comes around.
And the crowds have responded. We've had some nice crowds here. It has raised the level of play. I think the players feel the energy that's in this building, and they come out and they don't want to repeat, which was at times last year embarrassing, some of those performances. This year it's been a consistent team. It's been a good team to watch. It's a team that's improved from game to game. And other than a few injuries that kind of held them back, and a very tough schedule, when you think about it, this is a team that has the quality, I think, really to compete in the playoffs, even though they're not making the playoffs this season.
Because at the end of every scenario, Ty, isn't it the product that's on the field that the people are coming to watch, and seeing some of the St. Louis players mixed with players from literally all over the country, all over the world? That's what people are coming to see, the product on the field.
You want to see the skill level. You want to see the technical ability. You want to see, in fact, teams that can possess the ball, teams that can combine, teams that can actually dominate in terms of the overall possession in the game and dictate, especially at home when you've got a good crowd. You want to show a good product. And the improvement of the quality in this product is pretty noticeable from game to game, and especially compared to early this season even.
And some of the key ingredients they've really improved in: goalkeeping, possession, the quick counterattacks, when to counter, when it's not on, just keep it. So let's take a break here. We'll come back with the second half. It's 6-2 in favor of the home side, St. Louis Ambush, as they're headed over the Tacoma Stars. I'm Bill McDermott, again it's Ty Keel, and we'll come back with the second half right after this. We're back at the Family Arena. Bill McDermott alongside his Ty Keel. It's 6-2 at halftime in favor of the St. Louis Ambush, playing in their last game. Last game of the 2014-15 season, and as Ty and I spoke about during the course of the first half, an improved St. Louis Ambush that has an ideal opportunity to finish this season 8-12 and on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, this is a much more mature, disciplined team. And they've been in just about every single game, right down to the closing minutes. So entertaining stuff, good quality product on the field.
And that first game, as we mentioned at the very outset of our telecast, November the 8th against the Milwaukee Wave here at the Family Arena. They lost that game by a score of 8-4, and we kind of had a feel right then, A, that the ambush had indeed improved, but B, they were going to be facing some very difficult competition in this Central Division.
Yeah, the Missouri Comets have been the class of the league, unblemished record. Milwaukee Wave, a very established team that knows how to nail this indoor game down.
Yeah, they do. Now the St. Louis Ambush take a 4-goal lead into the second half. This is O'Day and Sinclair, poked away from behind by Derek Johnson. Richard Schmerman on the ground at the left wing corner flag for number 5, Blake Ordell. Excuse me, that's number 5, Corey Dowell. Beg your pardon. Chad Vandergriff doing the chasing and defending. Puts his body between the ball and the defender. Very nicely done from Vandergriff. Schmerman. Long ball for O'Day and Sinclair. Tacoma will have the ball. There you see the time in the upper left-hand portion of your screen. Third quarter just underway. 6-2 at halftime. 2 goals by Gordy Gerson. 2 by Ross McGregor. Single goals by Elvira Kafedzic. His on a free kick. 1 goal by Anthony Arrico. Lone goals for the visiting Tacoma Stars, scored by Derek Johnson and Nate Ford, and that's where it stands, 6-2 at halftime. Blast at the near post boards, headed clear by Axel Duarte. Nice little flick from Gordy Gerson, from Anthony Arrico. Here is Arrico, stops his dribble, looks up, plays it for Vandergriff. Towards the left wing for Gerson, bodies off that last defender, across the goal mouth. Looking for number 22, Anthony Arrico. Arrico momentarily down, now back down. Seems to be okay.
Well, you're looking at 2 of the newest ambush players, and they've certainly upped the entertainment value.
Very much so.
Yeah, both of them are excellent, quick dribblers. Both Gerson and Arrico.
Long ball to the backfield from Vandergriff.
Yeah, this is where the collision takes place at the back post. And it looks like Arrico's going to be able to walk that off.
Seems to be okay, does number 22, Anthony Arrico. Back into play. This is the goalkeeper, Chris Kentz, for the Tacoma Stars. His long pass headed clear by Vandergriff to Gerson with the early nice touch.
Yeah, there's some nice skill there.
Yeah.
Gerson very confident with his first touch.
Axel Duarte. Again, looking from Gerson. Does the work to get open. Here's Kafedzic. Tried to pull the top with his right foot. Gerson's shot blocked. Goes to Vince McCluskey for the Tacoma Stars. Number 14 with a blast. Vince McCluskey.
That caught the outside of the post, I think.
I think it did too as well, Ty. Beautifully struck by number 14, McCluskey. Karevic out of his backfield. Looking again for McCluskey. Haggerty's clearance cut out by the Tacoma Stars, and they keep it. Another blast from distance. That one by Vitaly Bulala. Nate Ford is fouled. Free kick for the Tacoma Stars. Trying to get back into this game, trailing 6-2. Their goals, as I mentioned, scored by Derek Johnson and Nate Ford. They need more, and they need it early. On the turn, Johnson. Good save by Haggerty at the near post.
The ambush,
alert goalkeeping, Ty.
Ambush relaxing, giving a little bit of space here for Tacoma to turn and shoot.
Vitaly Bulala out of the backfield for Revic.
Ambush want to tighten things up here a little bit.
Here's Johnson on the dribble.
That's better.
Good tackling by David Paul. This is Blake Gardell for Vandergriff. Confidence in his goalkeeper. Vandergriff plays Alan Haggerty back to number 21, Chad Vandergriff.
Yeah, there's a clear contrast here between the goalkeeping of Haggerty and Greg Crook. Greg Crook really had a strong arm and was looking long a lot of the time. Obviously, as you mentioned, Darryl has given Daryl Duran has given instructions to Haggerty here. Hey, just roll it out to Vandegrift or one of the guys right in front of you. Keep it simple.
Find somebody, we'll get out of our own backfield.
Instead of trying the long ball there that didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Vandegrift out of his own backfield for O'Day and Sinclair. Bodies off that last defender. Again, he's tripped in the process.
It's got to be a card.
It would certainly seem to be, and it looked to be a deliberate trip. Well, Shane Butler says no dice. Free kick, however, for the St. Louis ambush, but O'Day and Sinclair bodies off yet another defender. That is one of the big parts of his game, Tykeo, being able to body off those defenders.
He's a handful.
Just wide of the opposite post. Corey Dow orchestrating now. Richard Schmerman back to Corey Dow. Vandegrift makes himself available. Shows for it, receives Haggerty off his goal line, well off his goal line. Past the yellow line, almost to the midfield stripe. Passes it on the midfield stripe. Looking for Jeff DiMaria. Vitaly Bulala keeps it on the dribble, comes out of his own backfield. Arevic. Kintz, Bulala. Looks long for McCluskey. Haggerty on the clearance. Micah Wenzel. Here's Kefedjic. Picks up that loose ball at midfield. Elvir Kefedjic for O'Day and Sinclair. Sinclair for the ambush.
Sinclair was triple teamed there.
There's Axel Duarte. As you mentioned, a very alert defender. Makes a good choice coming out of the backfield. Number 23, Axel Duarte. Mattingly, the team captain for Kefedjic on the dribble.
Tried the toe poke.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough deception.
Chris Kentz, the Stars goalkeeper. An unorthodox way to get out of his own backfield, off the near post boards to his own defender. But it worked.
Well, he's played a lot of indoor, apparently.
Yes, he has. Free kick whistled up against number 14, Vince McCluskey. Free kick for the ambush. 9:19 remaining in this, the third quarter. Ambush on top by a score of 6-2. 2 from Gordy Gerson, 2 from Ross McGregor. Single goals from Elvir Kefedjic and Anthony Arrico.
Number 14 for the Tacoma Stars, McCluskey. Looks like he's wearing high tops. Chuck Taylor All-Stars.
It sure does, Ty. Looks like it. Number 14, Vince McCluskey, one of the target men for the Tacoma Stars. And as we mentioned, he comes off. Trevor McDonald for the Stars through the midfield circle. Kefedjic fouls number 2, Joe Jarzinka. Free kick for the Tacoma Stars. Back into play now. Michael Marevic. He's usually the deepest player back. Corson right in his path. There's Johnson. Deflected at the very last minute.
Yeah, it made it a little bit tougher for Haggerty to track it.
Elvir Kefedjic on the dribble. He's fouled by number 19, P.J. Vargas. Ambush keeping on a free kick. Falls back in play. This is David Paul for the ambush. Simply knocks it back to his goalkeeper, Alan Haggerty. Vandegrift shows, receives, turns. This is Gerson. He has 2. Shoots from distance. Deflected out of play by number 16, Michael Marevic.
Gerson was looking for Tostao.
Yes, he was. He couldn't find him. Dejalminia will do. On a clearance, it's P.J. Vargas with the dribble through the center circle. Tried to get it behind Chad Vandegrift, couldn't quite do so. Chad alertly defending for Ross McGregor.
Vargas here, number 19 for the Tacoma Stars. He looks like Gerson.
He does. Balling a little bit of the Lee Tishan Tret look. Good save at the near post there by Alan Haggerty.
As Toby Charles would say, a bit thin on top.
Good change of play for Richard Schmerman. Coming up from the right flank. It's number 21, Chad Vandegrift. He bounds it off the boards, looking for Kefedjic. Struck first time by Rico. Momentarily cleared by Chris Kentz. Kefedzic tries to dig it out of the corner flag. Tacoma now on the clearance, but directly to Axel Duarte. Good play by Duarte to keep that. Just lay it on the ground, play it for Chad Vandegrift.
Well, you're right, Bill. Patience is going to pay off here. As you look at the scoreline, the clock starts to be really a big ally for the ambush, so they should be in no big hurry.
And Michael Marevic's fouled coming out of his own backfield by number 22, Anthony Rico. Free kick for the Tacoma Stars. The guy lying on the field right outside the center circle is number 16, Michael Marevic.
The more the ambush can put their foot on the ball, play patiently, knock it around, make Tacoma chase, the more they keep control of the entire momentum of the game.
Their last game, they've won the prior two, both of which were against Tulsa. Chance to finish with a 3-game win streak. As we mentioned, Ty, the Missouri Comets, just a torrid pace this year. They're 19-0. They've gone through this season.
And they score at will.
223 goals for the Missouri Comets. They have been prolific. And Baltimore, the ever-present Baltimore Blast, they're going to win the Eastern Division. They're 15-2 going into this weekend's competition. They've always been strong.
Stan Stamenkovic.
Stan Stamenkovic.
I guess, was it Whitman was still coaching the last time I checked?
Yeah. There's the St. Louis Ambush team bench. There's the Marines who are from Fort Leonard Wood with their vuvuzelas, no less. How many of those Marines think you knew? Do you think knew that the World Cup was in South Africa with those vuvuzelas?
Some of them were probably in about 5th grade when the World Cup was in South Africa. Well, we're
waiting for the game to restart, and we're having a little in-between timeout entertainment, running a little long.
Well, all I heard was they mentioned Gary Heel, Godfrey Ingram, and Preki. So I don't know what the question was.
I think of who's the all-time leading scorer for the Tacoma Stars. I think that's what it was.
Godfrey Ingram, what a great guy.
Going over there a lot of time, but our farmer producer Mike Cohen would have had an absolute meltdown if that happened.
The raw nerve.
Michael Marevic for the Tacoma Stars rolls it with the sole of his shoe to his goalkeeper, Chris Kentz. Shot on goal from Chris Kentz, just over the top of the crossbar. Paul couldn't clear. There's another shot just over the top of the crossbar. Coming out of his own backfield, David Paul on a dribble. Tries to get onto his own pass, couldn't quite do so. And the Tacoma Stars come the other way in the person of Evan Denmark. Here's Denmark with the shot. Almost got him behind Alan Haggerty.
I think Haggerty had it covered, though. The tough thing in indoor, if you dive like that and you go past the post, the ball could rebound off the boards, off of you into the goal.
That has happened on numerous occasions in this sport.
So Haggerty a little bit fortunate there that did not happen to him in that instance. And it almost appears that he needs to adjust to the indoor game because the guys that have played years of indoor goalkeepers, they don't dive for those balls. They know they're going wide.
Yep.
They stay in position because they know there could be a rebound coming off the board.
They let them alone.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just play with their feet.
True. Yeah, well, Slobo was terrific with
Here it is again, Ty.
The kick save.
And that break coming is Michael Marevic.
Yeah.
He was down just a moment ago. Here he is again.
Yeah, that's with David Paul.
Paul making that run out of his own backfield.
David Paul, a deceptive player.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, he knows how to be in the right place at the right time. A lot. He has a nice touch. He's kind of stealth-like.
Yeah, he had some tryouts in England as well as Argentina.
Yeah.
Played 2 years professionally in Poland. Number 16, David Paul.
You can see the technical abilities.
Yep. But we mentioned during the timeout, when we were not during the timeout of the halftime break, our congratulations go out to Brian McBride. 96 caps for the United States national team, 30 goals, and I'm sure, Ty, on your all-time first 11 for the United States men's national team.
And a tremendous, not only performer in World Cups for the United States, but also in the English Premier League, and it doesn't get any better than that, really.
No, it does not. Magnificent career for Number 20, Brian McBride. He also goes into the Hall of Fame with Bob Bradley, former national team coach, and Christine Lilly, the most capped, 341 caps. How is that possible?
Hey, our 16-year-old cat is named after her, Lily.
Ray Kinson, a long ball forward for the Tacoma Stars. 5:56 remaining in this, the third quarter. And Bush still with that 6-2 lead.
But Brian McBride, too, you'll never meet a classier guy either. And what a hard worker. I mean, he got there with a lot of hard work. I mean, he had obviously some natural ability, but talk about discipline and dedication to the sport and to staying fit and to working on his skills all around.
Yeah, and he mentioned during his induction speech as Chad Vandergriff goes forward, I really complimented Joe Clark on making him a better soccer player. He said when he came from Illinois, he thought everything was about offense. But Joe said, no, you got to get back. You got to work both ways. So what a magnificent forward. Clearly the best American forward ever in the air. But then with his back to goal, had a good touch. And like you said, Ty, in World Cups, tremendous performer. Congratulations to Brian McBride. Now the Tacoma Stars trying to get forward in the person of Michael Wenzel.
Nice tackle by Mattingly.
Good tackle, very nicely done by Chris Mattingly. It starts the attack. Oh, Dane Sinclair! Almost getting on the end of the rebound was Gordy Gerson, but there is Greg Kitts, the goalkeeper for the Tacoma Stars.
Well, that's that danger we talked
Just
about. That shot that goes wide is right back
that
in
was almost
play.
That same exact play you described.
Out in front of the net, yep.
Rebounding off the near post boards. Somewhat erratically, but Haggerty kept it out. Toe poke by Evan Denmark. As I mentioned, the ambush comes in tonight. He's played 9 games, 6,005 their average attendance. Arebic on this free kick. Lays it off for number 12. Evan Denmark deflected out of bounds off number 23, Axel Duarte. Another free kick for the Stars. See if they can take advantage of this, similar to what the ambush did. Shot first time, saved by Ellen Haggerty. That hit first time by Vitaly Bulala.
Duarte making defensive plays on the first one. The second one was that Kafedzik, I think, on the block.
Greg Kint sends a long ball for Denny Minetti.
It was actually Mattingly on that second block.
Calmly out of his own backfield by Duarte. Very nicely done.
Pretty slick.
Very nice.
No panic.
Now pulls with the sole of his shoe. Finds somebody coming out of the backfield. Stays available. Just at the tip of his own penalty area arc. Good work from Axel Duarte.
Well, the ambush have the luxury here of just keeping the ball, trying to eat up some of the minutes that are remaining here as they have the 4-goal lead.
Anthony Rico has a lone goal tonight. Gerson with 2. Chad Vandergriff, who's laid off some wonderful balls tonight, coming out of his own backfield. 30, 40-yarders on the ground, right at people's feet on the turn. Blake Gardell on the rebound. Yes, it's there. Number 22, Anthony Rico. He was there for the rebound. That makes it 7-2 for the St. Louis ambush. Very nicely done and nicely engineered by Anthony Rico, his second of the evening.
Very nice turn with his back to the goal by Blake Ordell, holding off the defender. Spinning. Ball played in. This is a good position. Ordell takes up, holding the defender off. He turns nicely. Now he gets a chance to shoot low. And Rico just good positioning, knowing.
Great positioning. Got him behind that last defender. Clipped home the rebound. Anthony Rico makes it 7-2 for the ambush.
Rico anticipating, I think, what Ordell, as Ordell turns, he knows a shot's coming in. Might as well go sniff around for a loose rebound, and he did.
First time we've seen him on one of our telecasts this year, and Daryl Duran told me prior to the game, you're going to like this guy.
Both him and Gerson have been very impressive.
Yes, very.
Yeah, I mean, because they're able to take players on in tight spaces, and they have good instincts around the goal as well.
What you say at halftime, Ty, people want to come out and see the skilled players.
Sure.
People who are comfortable with the ball at their feet, and those two players are Gerson and Rico.
Oh, real confidence in going at defenders. That's fun to watch.
Yes, positively. Alan Haggerty rolls it out to O'Dane Sinclair. This is Elvira Kafedzik. Richard Schmerman. DiMaria, a little bit deeper out now. Comfortable on the ball himself, as you can see from Jeff DiMaria. Started his intercollegiate soccer career at Connecticut, came back to St. Louis University. Kofedzik just about clipped that and flicked it on past the goalkeeper, Chris Kentz. 2:12 remaining in the third quarter. 7-2 the Ambush lead in this their last game of the 14-15 season. Shot deflected, taken by number 81, Blake Ordell. Ambush will inbounds on a free kick.
We got the wave going on.
Yep, a dead ball right in front of their bench. This is Axel Duarte. You know he's going to find somebody. Manningly out of his backfield for Arico. He thought Ordell was making the diagonal run. Kent's the goalkeeper for the Stars. Sends it long, looking for Michael Wenzel. Derek Johnson and Nate Ford have the 2 lone goals for the Tacoma Stars.
And Tacoma really hasn't threatened that much here in the second half, other than on a few set-piece situations.
And that was at the very outset of the third quarter. This is Greg Kintz now, the goalkeeper for the Stars. Inside the center circle. Little flick ball from McCluskey. Receives, turns, shoots! Another great save by Alan Haggerty. Good work on the turn from Vince McCluskey.
Oh! Haggerty's very acrobatic.
Good work by Alan Haggerty. And that's been happening from the almost from the opening center off. He had to make a wonderful save.
Well, this first one here, full stretch. He had to really reach for it. The second one I thought was good because he had to react so quickly after the initial save. Because that's what separates regular goalkeepers from very good goalkeepers, is the second or third save.
Less than 1 minute, 7-2 in favor of the St. Louis Ambush. Here's Jeff DiMaria. Ball on the ground in the backfield to his feet. Gets him behind David Paul. Does number 11, Nate Ford. He has one so far. Shoots at the near post, but the save by Alan Haggerty. No difficulty with that. Inside that 30-second mark, just about right now. This is David Paul for the St. Louis Ambush. Very calm on the ball. Chad Vandergriff and him just keep it in their own backfield. On the ground for O'Day and Sinclair. Goes to left point. Shows, receives, turns, runs at the defense. McGregor for Vandergriff. Ambush may play this out, but it's Corey Dow. It's on his left. This is always going to be troublesome. Good shot from Corey Dow, right on goal as they normally are with his left foot. Good save by Chris Kentz.
Well, that's some pretty entertaining stuff. The way that the Ambush so patiently kept the ball coming out of the back, eventually found a player that could turn and then set up the shot. So that's quality soccer. It was a good shot, good save, but the lead up to it was just good play and making angles and possessing the ball.
And as you were talking about earlier, Ty, that's the indoor game. Possession, possession, possession. Find a deadly forward, receives, turns, shoots. Very nicely done by the Ambush.
Yeah, it's a team that now looks to have some organization. They have an idea of what they're trying to accomplish on each possession. Last year it was more haphazard. Even earlier this season, they weren't on the same page. That last attacking sequence by the Ambush did not result in a goal, but it showed you a more mature team, a team where the players are on the same page in what they're trying to accomplish.
Here's the ball toss. Boy, the target inside this pickup truck. At first it was a trash can. Now it's a Gatorade bucket. I don't think Sandy Koufax could throw in it.
Joe Namath.
Again, everybody, I'm Bill McDermott alongside his Ty Keogh. It's 7-2. Just about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter break, but as Ty's been talking about it, it's been a much more entertaining product this year for the St. Louis Ambush, especially in these home games. Now, they lost some close home games early in the year, but the people, They weren't deterred. They still continue to come out.
No, it's a really good show. They're exhibiting a team that has now got the confidence to step on their own field and really dominate a game. Dominating possession, dominate obviously in the score here. They're up by 5 goals, but the quality of the passing in the organization is very evident, and it's entertaining to watch.
Especially that last play. We just talked about it. Okay, Ty, we're putting you in a different position right now. You're the head coach for the Ambush. What do you look for in the offseason?
In the offseason?
In the offseason.
Well, obviously, you want to up the quality if you can. There's already been some changes here just in the last month. I mean, Darryl has moved a few players, has brought a couple players in. You want to continue that process, obviously. And particularly if you have any situations where you have a player who, in terms of his cohesiveness and being a part of the group, doesn't fit in or he's a distraction, you got to weed those guys out. We talked about it off camera earlier. Addition by subtraction. You got to, if there's
you want to do that early.
Well, if there's dead wood there, I mean, if there's dead wood or there's somebody that's distracting the team from their team mission, from their goal, you got to take care of that. You got to take care of it. Daryl's got the experience and the guts to do that. Then you try to up the technical quality of the team and you keep them organized. But you've got a good, I think, basis here now, a foundation. There's been, I think, a transformation from what we saw last season and even from what we saw in the first couple of games of this season.
And you see Gordy Gerson tonight with 2 goals, Ross McGregor with 2, Anthony Arrico with 2, and as Ty talked about during the course of our telecast, Anthony Arrico and Gordy Gerson, they have really got the concept of indoor soccer mastered. Keep the ball, be calm in the ball, run at people when you can, get the people out of the backfield. When they can join the attack, go ahead and do so. But it's all a much better collective effort for the St. Louis Ambush.
Well, and individually, those 2 guys you just mentioned there, new additions to the team, Arrico and Gerson. And when they get the ball, something fun is going to happen. They're going to try and beat the guy. They're going to get him off balance. They have quick footwork and some excellent moves. It's just entertaining soccer to watch.
So we're at the very outset here of the 4th quarter. Ambush goes into the 4th quarter with a 7-2 lead. And we're off for the 4th quarter. Tacoma Stars coming out of their own backfield now. They have to make up a huge, huge deficit as they're trailing by a score of 7-2. That's the team captain, Chris Mattingly, deep in his own area. Simply trying to keep it. Rolls it to Ross McGregor. Blake Ardell couldn't get out of his own backfield. Jeff Bader for the Tacoma Stars. On the ground for number 9, Derek Johnson. He has 1 of the goals tonight. The other one scored by Nate Ford. Off the near post boards. That was Derek Johnson running for that. Again, alert to it as the goalkeeper, Alan Haggerty. The long throw looking for O'Dane Sinclair, headed clear by Jeff Bader. Chad Vandergriff, and down right in front of the near boards here by the penalty area. Excuse me, by the penalty box. You can't quite see.
Is it Sinclair? No, it's
that is number, it's number 20, Jeff Bader.
Well, see, Sinclair was right down there.
Yeah, he was. He was right next to him. No doubt yet another collision between Sinclair and somebody.
If you play against Sinclair, you're going to have some bruises.
Yes,
There's
sir.
no question about it.
Man, he bodies off some defenders. Yeah. All 6 feet, 2 inches, 205 pounds of him.
Yeah.
From Kingston, Jamaica. Richard Schmerman out of his own backfield. Looking for Gerson. A rare bad touch from Gordy Gerson. McCluskey running for that ball. Pushed off that last defender, Richard Schmerman. Referee Shane Butler was wise to it. Saw it, whistled up. And that one Haggerty for Duarte. Very calm on the ball is Axel Duarte. Likewise with Anthony Rico. To Blake Ardell with his back to play. Keeps it. Defending is Trevor McDonald. Vandergriff rebounds it off the near post boards. Just eludes Blake Ardell. Nonetheless, he keeps it and finds Duarte. Steps on it, keeps it, but a rare giveaway from Axel Duarte.
A little too casual.
Chad Vandergriff just misses at the near post. Stayed up during the penalty area, did number 21 overlapping. Kafedzic! What a wonderful goal by the St. Louis Ambush. Anthony Arrico finds number 9, Elvir Kafedzic, ghosting out of the backfield. Wonderful overlapping run, and now it's 8-2.
That's just good basic soccer. Possession,
overlap,
Arico, and then the overlap is timed perfectly. It's a good hustle and a steal by Vandegrift to start it. But watch this patience here, and really from a deep position, the overlap. Here comes the overlap.
Running out of the backfield, number 9, Kefedzic.
And Arico knows Kefedzic is there without even looking.
Yep.
And that's awesome. That's really, really good stuff to watch, and a nice finish as well. But I like the fact that they're on the same page, that the coordination is there, and that overlapping run just developed textbook.
Very nicely done from Anthony Arico and Elvira Kefedzic. Now there are three players from the ambush who have 2 goals tonight. Gordy Gerson, Ross McGregor, and now Elvira Kefedzic. His first was on a free kick. Beautifully done between Kefedzic and Arico.
I think Kefedzic's run started in Cottleville.
he was outside of the building for sure. And he ghosted in from nowhere. A good ball from Arico right at his feet. And then good calm finishing from Elvira. So 8-2 now. Playing at home in your last game of the year, you throw this one away, there's going to be an investigation.
No, it's not going to happen.
No.
Tacoma doesn't have enough quality.
No.
Even if the ambush make a couple blunders here.
Manley for David Paul. Just content to keep it now are the St. Louis ambush. 12:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Goalkeeper Alan Haggerty. Here's Vandegrift, McGregor. One-two coming out of the backfield. Very nicely done by Ross McGregor.
He looked like Falcao.
Played it to himself. Good on the dribble from Ross McGregor. Vandegrift on the ground. O'Dane Sinclair comes back to meet it. The ball was on the ground at his feet. Whoa, number 11, Nate Ford had a chance to cut that out, but it falls for McGregor. Just past the opposite post. Ross McGregor looking for his third.
He was looking for Gerson, I think, too.
Blake Ardell on a dribble. Tried to pull the top of the ball. Tacoma defending. Clears it out of their own end. Directly, however, back to the St. Louis ambush. Haggerty simply leaves it for Vandegrift. Another good ball on the ground from Vandegrift to Ardell. Receives, turns, looks up. Tries to find Gerson. Berevic out of the own backfield, but he gives it away. Gerson, the toe poke! And a save by Chris Kintz.
I like this because Arico's looking for Gerson almost every play and vice versa. So they've got some combination and they're on the same page and they're creating some really good attacks.
Good combination play between Arico and Gerson. Duarte, good ball into Blake Ardell. Likewise for Arico. Arico just knocks it back, plays the way he's facing from Duarte now to Blake Ardell on the ground at his feet. He tried to find Anthony Arico, receives, turns, and he tried to pick out again. Gordy Gerson.
Again, yeah. Good tackle by Duarte to start it.
O'Dane Sinclair on that 1-2 for Gerson. Wins yet another foul, does number 3, Gordy Gerson. Tonight records his 44th and 45th of the year. O'Dane Sinclair runs over it. Arico tried to find Gerson yet again on the rebound. Duarte. Mattingly. Change of play from Gerson for Anthony Arico. Arico comfortable on the ball. Tried to find Gerson again off the rebounded pass. Tacoma trying to get forward now with some pace and some players. Eludes them, Mattingly clears, looking for Jeff DiMaria. Cut up by Michael Moravec. Early ball to the backfield for Denny Manini. DiMaria keeps it on the dribble. Yeah, he's fouled in the process.
Yeah, Sinclair was making a pretty good run on the right side there. I don't know if DiMaria just didn't see it soon enough, but he was able to draw the foul.
David Paul for O'Dane Sinclair. Looks up, pulls it with the sole of the shoe, keeps it. Moravec defending, stuck with it nicely. O'Day and Sinclair gets to his feet. Be a free kick for the St. Louis Ambush. Kovacic, Di Maria, Sinclair, Mattingly, and Paul on the field now for the Ambush. They have an 8-2 lead. 9:53 remaining. David Paul with a shot. Wide of the post, rebounds directly to the shot taker. And here he is, David Paul again. Haggerty, early, out of the backfield. Here's Blake Gardell for Di Maria.
It's way outside the box.
That was way, it was almost at the corner flag. So Chris Kentz is whistled up for that. Clearly touching ball out of his own penalty area. And this will be a shootout. One was scored earlier by the man going to take it right now. There you see on your camera. On your screen, I should say. Number 3, Gordy Gerson. Here's that play again.
Yeah, Ordell just drops it in. You look at this. Whoa.
Yeah,
it's at least 5 or 6 feet outside. Is he going to use the exact same move?
Let's see if he probably pulled the top again.
Pull top twice.
Pulled it twice.
Pull top.
Won a shootout by pulling it as well.
How about pull top with the left foot?
Let's see if he's got it.
How about pull top with the right and then on the next one with the left?
Or maybe a Ronaldinho Castro. Let's see. Let's see what he can do in a tight space.
A Rivellino.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 step overs a la Rivaldo. Let's see. Oh, he simply slots the goalkeeper does. Number 3, Gordy Gerson, in between the legs of Chris Kentz.
Wow.
He scores his third of the evening.
Boy, is that salt in the wound.
Boy, that is ever.
The keeper gets called for the handball well outside the box and then has to stomach that.
Here it is again, Ty. We're thinking there's going to be a step over, maybe a Castro.
But it's a good follow-up when you think about it to the previous move where he drags it. If the guy's expecting him to drag it, he's already opening his legs, isn't it? G squared, Gordy Gerson.
His 46th of the year. It is not a mistake. His 46th of the year. Here's Ross McGregor getting forward. He's looking for a third. Corey Dow. Chad Vandergrift. So goalkeeper Alan Haggerty now 9-2. 9:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. This time Chris Kentz does not use his hands outside the penalty area. Chested down, clears it, but directly to Corey Dow.
You know, Dow hasn't really had a chance tonight to really unload.
He has not. However, Anthony Rico did there, just wide of the near post.
That ball was dipping, too.
Well, Gordy Gerson on a shootout, his third of the evening, 46th of the year. And yes, there it is into an open goal. And we have yet another player with multiple goals. Anthony Rico with his third of the evening. It is now 10-2.
Well, when you take control of a match early and you get some confidence going to your best attacking players like Rico, things start to fall your way. And that's really what this comes down to. Just really poorly played out of the back. Rico makes an easy steal and then just rolls it in and double figures. 10-2.
10-2. Anthony Rico. He started the goal scoring in the third quarter on a nice pass from Blake Ardell. Did number 22, Anthony Rico. There's Marevic battling O'Day and Sinclair. O'Day whistled up for the foul. Marevic out of his own backfield looking for McCluskey. Chris Mattingly. O'Day and Sinclair directly in the center circle. Di Maria overlapping. He comes out of the backfield. Lies a little bit deeper in midfield, does Jeff Di Maria. He's comfortable there. Duarte. Sinclair. Vandergrift again.
But you saw right there, DeMaria's confidence to just put his foot on the ball after making some nice footwork to make some time and space for himself. And really has been such a steadying influence on this team once he joined the team late.
Yep.
After the start of the season.
Very much so.
Had he been available the entire season, you might be looking at a playoff team.
Yeah. That's how big of an impact number 8 Jeff DeMaria has. Shot just wide by Gordy Gerson, looking for his 4th of the evening, which would be a 47th of the year. Now it's Vandegrift. Still wins the ball.
You're kind of fortunate, actually.
Gave it away momentarily, and Chad Vandegrift. Chad Vandegrift gets on the score sheet to make it 11-2 in favor of the Ambush.
Well, it is fan appreciation night. It's good to see the guys have some fun and play some quality soccer. Vandegrift there, really the beneficiary of a bad touch here.
Exactly.
It's the old pass and tackle. He
still gets away with it somehow, some way.
Yeah, makes the bad touch, but then wins the tackle and then buries it. And then has some fun with the fans, which is even better.
Coming out of the backfield is number 21, Chad Vandegrift.
Number 21, Chad Vandegrift.
So Chad makes it 11-2. Tacoma regrouping in front of their own team bench.
Boy, that's going to be a long flight back to SeaTac Airport.
So Arico has 3, Ross McGregor has 2, Gordy Gerson has 3, Elvir Kafedzic has 2. Young players out on the field now.
Listen, guys, I want to thank everyone for the support that we've had. We've got some of the greatest fans in this league. I know every team says it, but look at you guys. You guys came out to support in this final game. No playoffs for us. We're grateful for that. We're going to continue to build this team, and we're going to do everything we can to improve our product on the field and also in the community.
You're listening now to Andrew Haynes, the owner of the St. Louis Ambush.
All right, guys, hey, let's make some noise these last 7 minutes, all right, Ambush fans?
Well, some happy fans tonight.
Yep.
A happy team owner. Some players that are celebrating their goals, even though this game is out of reach for the Tacoma Stars. But for the Ambush players, a chance for them to show off their skills.
Yes.
I mean, there really has been a showcase of some of the offensive and attacking skills by a couple of the new acquisitions, really, by the Ambush. And the diehards.
They're the active fans, not just tonight, but all season long. In every section here at the Family Arena, home site for the St. Louis Ambush. Well, they came into this game, as we talked, Ty, 7-12. They're no doubt going to finish 8-12, an improvement, as we've talked about over last year's 4-16 season. Daryl Duran says there may be some changes made. Not certain how soon he's going to do it. We'll wait for that to transpire. This is O'Dane Sinclair. Evan Denmark, who wears his number. 2 number 12s battle. Free kick for the Tacoma Stars coming out of their own backfield. 6:38 remaining. Gerson, McGregor, Kafedzic, Arico, Chad Vandegrift. Everybody scoring. It's 11-2. Some of the younger fans on hand tonight here at the Family Arena. Enjoying themselves as usual. Tacoma put this long ball at our own backfield, looking for Derek Johnson, one of their goal scorers tonight. They have 2. It's Derek Johnson and Nate Ford. Now the Ambush really just simply content to keep it. Come out of their backfield with balls like this. No need to send a long ball. Put it on the ground at people's feet. Just keep it. Kill the game off. Just about 6 minutes left. Foul whistle up against that last defender against Blake Ardell. A free kick for the ambush. Trevor McDonald on that foul. Free kick now for the ambush. Here's Kafedzic. Something on the ground for Richard Schmerman. Schmerman up out of the backfield. Toe poking and defending again was number 8, Trevor McDonald. Kafedzic goes to his right. Cuts across the goal mouth. Rebounds to Di Maria. Back to number 9, Elvira Kafedzic. Multi-goal scorer tonight. There's the toe poke, and yes, it's there! Number 81, Blake Ardell, records his 16th of the year. Kafedzic simply kept that ball long enough, waited for somebody to make it run, and it was number 81, Blake Ardell. And now it is 12-2.
Well, we've talked about a team that's got more confidence now and has attacking players that are having the abilities to beat players. But watch the off-the-ball running that Di Maria was making here to circle around, draw defenders. It just kind of creates a little bit of space for Kafedzic to then do the toe poke to the back post.
And when Di Maria's running like that into the penalty area, someone has to watch him.
True. I mean, it's a small thing, but it's something we haven't touched on.
Yeah.
The off-the-ball running is better quality than it was.
Long ball from Tacoma goes directly into the hands of the ambush goalkeeper, Alan Haggerty. Vandergriff for O'Dane Sinclair. Keeps it against Evan Denmark. This is Vandergriff coming out of the backfield, looking for his second of the evening. Leaves it for O'Dane Sinclair. Ross McGregor, another multi-goal scorer tonight.
And Vandergriff, in addition to scoring, had that beautiful pass out of the back to set up one of the first goals, and an important goal because it's early in the match. It sets the pace.
It does indeed set the pace, and it sets the tone of this game, which is all offense now for the ambush. Corey Dow with his left. As Ty said earlier, we haven't seen much of that. There's Axel Duarte with a blast just over the top of the crossbar. Long ball from Tacoma out of their own backfield. Alan Haggerty keeps it. Make sure he keeps it inside of his own penalty area.
Nicely done.
There's Anthony Arico on the dribble across the center circle. On his own is Arico.
He got shoved.
Nate Ford defending. Might have got away with a push there. It was number 9, Derek Johnson. Running onto it right now is number 9, Derek Johnson. Shot at the near post. Cut up by Haggerty. Then cleared. Brought down very nicely by Anthony Arico. He's fouled by number 11, Nate Ford.
Well, Ford, you can see the frustration there. It's like, you're not going to beat me again. In fact, I'm going to...
Yeah, and you're not going to chest the ball down in the middle of the field and bring it down either.
No, I'm going to make you feel a little bit of pressure and heat from behind here.
Mattingly out of his own backfield, looking for Gerson. Ooh, a good early ball on the attempt from Arico. Looking again for Gordy Gerson.
Yeah.
Michael Morevic out of his own backfield for Michael Wenzel. Shot at the near post. Haggerty cuts it out. Handball whistled up against the St. Louis ambush.
It is time to announce the Hodman Ford Mini Ball Toss winner. Tonight's
And Gordy Gerson goes off for that.
Drew Happel. Drew Happel will
Judged to be a intentional handball.
before the game ends and claim your prize. Congratulations from Ambush.
Michael Morevic usually lines up behind these dead ball scenarios for the visiting Tacoma Stars. Indeed, he does, though, just again. Morevic. Looking for Vince McCluskey.
Yeah, McCluskey. It was there for the taking, was it? He just mistimed it.
Di Maria still running like the game just started. Still chasing is number 8, Jeff Di Maria. He made Morevic play. There's Michael Morevic coming out of his own backfield. Across the center circle on a dribble. Tacoma trying to get a third, maybe a fourth.
Well, man advantage situation.
Danny Maniti. They scored earlier with the extra man. This is Maniti, Morevic. 3:12 remaining in the contest. 12-2 in favor of the ambush. Morevic, Maniti. Maniti with the deflected shot into the hands of Alan Haggerty. Rolls it for Vandegrift. Tries to play it to himself, can't quite do so. Morevic again for the Tacoma Stars. Will he shoot from distance? He will not. This is Maniti. McCluskey across the goal mouth. And just over the top of the crossbar.
I know Haggerty's instructions have been to just keep it on the floor and play it simple, but
that one,
no, you're a man down.
Yeah.
So there's going to be immediate pressure.
Yes.
You know, that's the time maybe just send one long,
Send it long.
regroup.
So from the right wing corner flag, good view of that exact place on the field. Michael Morevic will be behind this for the visiting Tacoma Stars. Hitting it first time was number 9, Derek Johnson. Johnson again! And there's Derek Johnson with his second of the evening for the Tacoma Stars to make it 12-3.
That was a good block initially by Mattingly, but it went right to Johnson and
right to his feet.
He knew exactly what to do with it.
Exactly. He's got his second of the evening. There's that play again, Ty.
Yeah, and they have the man advantage. And there's the block by Mattingly. And then it comes right back out. Johnson places it well. He didn't really need that much power because he's close in.
Richard Schmerman now for the ambush on the dribble. Elvir Kafedzic. It's 12-3. Almost, well, maybe 2 minutes left. No one get hurt.
Yeah.
O'Day and Sinclair are doing the battling there. Per usual, either winning the ball or winning a free kick. It was the latter this time. Richard Schmerman. For Kafedzic, Elvir Kafedzic.
Nice move.
Cuts inside to his favorite right foot, and there it is again for number 9, Elvir Kafedzic. And with 2:08 remaining, this is now child's play for the St. Louis Ambush. 13-3, Kafedzic scores again for the St. Louis Ambush.
Boy, that's a quality move he has to his right. He dips the shoulder a little bit, he pushes it. And then he is a deadly marksman, too. You'll see that as well.
He's very comfortable.
Watch this move here. Whoop. There you go. Now, he pushed a little bit too far, but then he gets another chance at it. He picks the corner out perfectly.
So that makes it 13-3, Elvir Kafedzic. Richard Schmerman. Dahl across the goal mouth. Looking for Ardell. There's Schmerman again for Ardell. 1:39 remaining.
Well, Bill, we will be seeing at least 2 or 3 ambush players, I think, playing for St. Louis FC in the Outdoor League. And I know the comparison's not really totally apt, but don't see any of these Tacoma Stars appearing for the Seattle Sounders anytime soon.
No, sir. That is not going to happen. Yeah. Let me answer for Siggy Schmidt right now. No, that's not going to happen. Axel Duarte, who's had a wonderful game this evening. Very calm in the ball. Nice from Vandergriff for the overlapping Corey Dahl. Long onto the backfield, looking for Derek Johnson. Maybe he can get a third. Just past the near post. Couldn't quite control the rebound. Good number 9, Derek Johnson. Takes another shot. This one blocked by Chad Vandergriff. Falls to Michael Morevic. For Danny Manini. Michael Wenzel, 33 seconds remaining. This is the last game of the 2014-15 season for the St. Louis Ambush, and they look like they're going to be victorious. They're going to finish off with a 3-game winning streak. O'Day and Sinclair on the dribble for the Ambush. For number 5, Corey Dahl, 16-15. Ambush on top by a score of 13-3. Still battling Michael Morevic as number 5, Corey Dahl. We're at the Family Arena. This is the home site for the St. Louis Ambush. Again, we want to thank Randy Gardner for making these telecasts possible from the Gateway Television Network. That goes long. Out of play. Tacoma to inbound with 11.1 remaining.
Well, we've seen plenty of goals. We've seen some quality.
Yeah.
I think coordinated attacking play by the Ambush. It's very encouraging. We've seen the new players really mesh. and entertain the fans with some one-on-one individual skills.
There's a last gasp effort from number 4, Vitali Bulala, and there goes the final whistle. And the final score is 13-3 with no difficulty. The St. Louis Ambush over the visiting Tacoma Stars.
A nice win, fan appreciation night, good energy here at the Family Arena, and a pleasure to see this Ambush team evolve. And Daryl Duran knows what he's doing. He's getting the pieces in place, and it's been a pleasure all year to see that evolution, that development of this team, and some entertaining indoor arena soccer, and a real pleasure, Bill, to work with you.
Likewise, Ty.
Game in, game out.
Doing our 427th game.
No, but it's been fantastic.
Together, it really has.
To know I'm going to come down here to the Family Arena and work with you and see some St. Louis guys do well on the soccer field makes me feel good.
What else can we look for on a Saturday night?
Yep.
Well, that's Ty Keogh. I'm Bill McDermott. The final, as we just talked about, 13-3 in favor of the home side St. Louis Ambush. This has been their home venue all year long, the Family Arena. People have responded, well over 6,000. So for your second year back in business, the St. Louis Ambush has carved out a real nice niche in the St. Louis soccer community.
Fun to watch.
Yes.
Good bunch of guys, St. Louis guys out there, and come up with a nice win tonight. It's some really exciting individual skill goals where they were created by excellent passes in addition to the finishes.
That's one of the real keys, Ty, I think, for this particular game in particular. Balls coming out of the backfield, great assists, Elvira Kafetic, Chad Vandergriff, Manningly, finding people, finding the dangerous people, and then the players like Gordy Gerson, Elvira Kafetic, Ross McGregor, doing the finishing.
Another new player, Arico. But the quality passing and the off-the-ball running, and then some confidence in the finishing as well.
Who's the most dangerous player? Every coach has told us since we've been playing as kids, the player without the ball. Jeff DiMaria is noted for that. Taking players away on the run, making himself available. If it's not on to find the striker at his feet, DiMaria will make a run, Vandergriff will make a run. So the overall atmosphere here was good. You mentioned it a couple times, fan appreciation night. The people love this atmosphere. They love it when teams score goals. So 13-3 in the final in favor of the St. Louis Ambush. Again, Ty, a real pleasure to work with you. So
here, Bill.
for the final time in this 2014-15 season, good night, everybody, from the Family Arena in St. Charles. Again, that final 13-3 in favor of the St. Louis Ambush.